reading for me, and so they're going to read your comments. If you are watching right this very second over on Facebook and you don't see the little live button up there in the corner, it means you are watching the replay. Please put hashtag replay in the comments. Victoria, can you make Facebook a little closer to me? There you go. Thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you. So today we are going to make just a really pretty arrangement, and we are going to use this ribbon, and it's hard for you to see. I'll come a little closer. It is a Hummingbird ribbon that we have in our ribbon on our website, and I'll come a little closer to each of those cameras and show you. So it's got pinks and purples and little hummingbirds. Can you see it over on, YouTube and TikTok? So this is our inspiration. It's got little green and pinks and some purples. And so we are going to make a really pretty arrangement using this color palette for our arrangement. Now this is a container. If you have watched me any amount of time, you know that I really love to go to thrift stores, to yard sales, to estate sales, and to pick up different types of containers that I think would be fabulous for flowers. Well, this happens to be one of those. This is a container I picked up at an estate sale, and it's kind of shallow. It's not real deep. But it's just really sweet and pretty. It's just a ceramic container, and if you look real close, it has a little lily and then the little lily grass. It says USA on the bottom. I do not know who made this, but it's pretty. I am going to use some fresh floral foam. It has been soaked, and I am going to place that right down into my container. Using my floral knife, I just cut that foam, and I'm just going to press it right down into that container. Now there is room in the container for water, so and I'm not really going to tape it in because you see how deep it goes down into the container. It's not going to fall out, so I'm not going to have any problems with it falling out. And you can still fill the reservoir with water.
DIY Dream Wedding says hello.
Hello, friend. Hello. I'm so glad you're here.
Shelly Izu says, hi, Flowers by the Bunch. Hope everything is great in your world. Still mending from partially collapsed lung. Oh, goodness.
Bless your heart, Shelly. I hope you are feeling better, my friend.
Miss Rona, thank you so much for joining us on YouTube.
All right, I am going to grab the handful of flowers. Victoria went and pulled us all these beautiful blooms. The Hypnosis carnations, some mini green hydrangeas, which are so pretty. They have been really fun to work with. These fuchsia colored Gerbera daisies. Look at those Gerberas. So pretty, so bright. This is a pinky peach stock. I think the variety would be considered peach, but it really has a lot of pink to it. It's just so pretty, and it smells so lovely.
Sandra, thank you so much for joining us from Scotland.
Welcome, friend. So glad you're here. Hot pink spray roses. What was the name of this rose? The purple rose. My mind will come to it in just a second. It's kind of a purpley pink rose. We actually have them in there.
Oh, I know what that one is. That's that Sky and High rose that you talked about on the live stream, on the YouTube video.
That was High and Magic,
High
and that
Magic.
Was orange.
Oh.
Sky and High. Thanks, Owen, for your attempt, but that is incorrect. You did not answer correctly, sir. And then we have Bells of Ireland, Solidago, mixed greens, and then we have these star anemones that are so magnificent. So we're going to get started. I am going to go grab some quick dip for my hydrangeas. 2 seconds, and I'll find out the name of that purple rose.
Miss Kathy, we are here in our flower shop in Starkville, Mississippi. Hello everyone.
Miss Rose, thank you so much for joining us from Jamaica. How warm is it down there, Miss Rose?
Miss Mary Lou, we're doing good today. I hope you're well.
It's a moody blue rose. And actually that one's really very pink, but that was what was written on the card. So
Miss Linda, thank you for joining us from Arkansas.
Hello, Miss Linda. Glad you're here. I'm going to start out with these green hydrangeas. I am leaving some pretty greenery on them. I'm going to take and cut that stem at an angle, and I'm going to dip it in some Quick Dip. Now, Quick Dip is a hydrating solution that helps to keep our hydrangeas hydrated. You can absolutely use Quick Dip on other types of flowers. You don't have to just use it on hydrangeas. You can use it on all flowers, I believe. We tend to only use it on hydrangeas, but any flower will work.
Chris Fry says, he says, I saw someone on Instagram poke holes in the bottom of their foam, like halfway up the foam, and that way it could absorb more water. It was an interesting thing.
Never even thought about it. Thank you for giving us that tip.
Mr. Christian, thank you so much for giving us 8 roses.
Wow, thanks for the gift, friend. Thank you.
Oh, hi, Miss Mary Lou. No problem.
All right, so I'm just taking my hydrangeas. I am leaving some of this greenery on them. Don't get upset with me. So the reason I often tell you to remove the greenery from the hydrangeas is because what happens is when you cut that stem and you put it in water, that water travels up that stem, and as it has leaves on that stem, it has to kind of stop and give those leaves water. And so if you remove the leaves, it doesn't have to make any pit stops to add water to whatever it is. And so if you remove the leaves, it goes straight to the head. And so that's why we often will remove all the leaves on the hydrangeas, but today I'm leaving them because they're just so darn pretty. Look at how pretty those green hydrangeas are with all those pretty leaves.
Miss Rose from Jamaica says it's 31 degrees over there, so that's 88, I believe, in Fahrenheit. So it's real warm down there.
It's really warm in Jamaica. Okay, next we're going to come in with Bells of Ireland. Bells of Ireland, just pretty green line flowers now. I did remove some of the little blooms down the stem just because it's a little long. So I went ahead and stripped those off. I'm going to take my floral knife, cut that stem at an angle. I'm going to dip these in Quick Dip. And the reason is Bells of Ireland don't love floral foam. So I dipped them in the Quick Dip to help them stay hydrated. Stripping off all those little blooms. I'm calling them blooms.
Dawn Miller wants to know if this is for a customer.
It's just because, Miss Dawn, we just thought it would be fun to try to use the theme of that pretty ribbon and make a beautiful floral design.
Isabel says she's watching from Quebec. First time waiting for my son to come out from school, and she's saying hello.
Hello, friend. Welcome. So glad you're here.
Miss Carol, thank you for sprinkling our live video.
Thank you, friend. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. All right, so there's our bells. We kind of gave us a little bit of we're going to kind of do a little bit of a crescent, not really, but kind of a little bit. Next, we're going to come in with some stock. So I have this pretty peachy colored stock. And if you look at the new blooms up towards the top, they're really very pink toned. They're so pretty. So we're going to use some stock.
Miss Suzanne, thank you so much for the follow.
And I'm going to dip the stock in the Quick Dip also. And strictly because if I were using it in just straight fresh water, I probably wouldn't. But because I'm using it in floral foam, it's just going to help with its hydration. Now, stock is another one that it really likes its water. And so it's not something that you can really use out of water.
Mary Beth Raymond says, I love the whimsy bells of Ireland.
Aren't they pretty? I think they are.
Kelly Hatler says, I wish they made more colors in silk Gerber daisies that mimic the ones in nature. So pretty.
I agree. I think that they fall short on faux Gerber daisies. Often they just don't look nearly as realistic as some other flowers do. You know, it's interesting. I tell you, they need to work harder on Bells of Ireland too.
Lyrical Lily's here saying hello.
Hello, friend. Hello, hello.
Miss Dawn Miller wants to know if for the bells, are they called blooms or leaves?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. We need to look that up, Owen.
What are we looking up?
Bells of Ireland, are they called blooms on a Bells of Ireland, or are they called leaves? They're almost like little bells. They look like little bells. Ooh, I love this container.
Modified leaves.
They're modified leaves, is what Owen said. What does it say about bells?
I don't know. That's what it said.
Does it say anything else? Does it give
it says
anything?
down in the middle is the flower or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's the little white spot down in the middle.
Miss Fanny says, hola.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Fanny. How are you? And Miss Tanya sends hearts. Thank you, Miss Tanya.
Again, I am dipping all these flowers in this quick dip just because I'm trying to keep them more hydrated.
Gray Cockerham says that he really loves your container.
Thank you, Gray. Isn't that a pretty container? Victoria chose this one. It's always fun when Victoria just goes and does it, and I'm like, surprise! Now this arrangement and this container, you could absolutely use like floral mesh, or you could use chicken wire tucked down in there if you wanted to. I find that if I use fresh floral foam, that I can get so much more detail in my style. I can be much more creative in my style.
Miss Fanny asks what we're putting on the stems.
So this is a quick dip solution. It's just a dip. It's a clear solution, and we order it from our floral company, but what it does is it helps to hydrate all of the flowers. It helps to give them a quick boost of hydration to keep them hydrated.
Sherry Wilkins says it's very pretty. Love the mix of flowers.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Kelly Hatler says I love the lines on this arrangement.
Isn't this pretty? Okay, next I'm going to come in with these carnations. So I'm going to take them and I'm just kind of cradling it in between my hand, and I am fluffing that carnation. Now let me say, don't do that with any other flower, only a carnation, because you will bruise the petals. But you can see how that one's not quite open. I don't know if y'all can see that very well, but it's not quite open. So I'm taking it and I'm just brushing those petals open.
Good night to you, Miss Margaret. I haven't talked to you in a while, so it's good to talk to you. Miss Iris Sima says the flower in the center of the flower is in the center, and the leaves are around the flower.
So the little bell shape is a leaf, and then the flower is actually white, kind of down in that center. You may want to go answer that. That might be the Mitzi. That's the party.
Tanya, thank you so much for the follow.
And I may have to come and answer it.
Miss Mildred wants to know if this is for Mama.
We probably will take it to Mama. It's very likely Mama will receive it.
Cam says he's walking around at Lowe's Garden Center admiring the spring florals. He says he's so ready for spring.
Are they out and pretty?
So when we were blowing them up, we didn't
Angie
know, right when we
Ham.
didn't know the 30 on the 30-year-old.
Yeah, I have no. Callie was blowing them up, so I don't know.
Angie Ham says
So
go that direction. Go in there.
Angie Ham says, hello to all. This design speaks of spring, a new birth of life in this season. Have a great evening. Enjoy your video. You're such a great teacher.
Oh, thank you, friend. Thank you. It does scream spring, doesn't it? All these pretty colors.
Rosemary Stark says, Monty, you always seem so happy. Be honest. Do you ever get mad? I'm not being rude. I just love listening to you. Sending love to everyone there.
Oh, I can. I can, huh, Victoria? Every once in a blue moon.
But that's how everyone is.
Every once in a blue moon, you always see the good side of me. Quite honestly, I try to put on my happy face and be as happy as I can when I'm on a video. But I will say that I am certainly human, and yes, I do have hard days.
Miss Suzanne wants to know what this is for.
It is just for pretty, Miss Suzanne. It is just for pretty, just for fun. We just wanted to, every once in a while we'll do a design just to make a pretty arrangement in a neat looking container, and that's what this is for. Victoria kind of chose this hummingbird ribbon. It's hard for you to really see, but it's got little hummingbirds and it's got flowers and pinks and purples and different shades, and so it is what we kind of based all of the flowers on. So that's what we chose to base all our color scheme on.
Miss Donna says the milk glass vessels are beautiful.
Oh, I love them, Donna. That I do so love them.
Margaret Frazier asks, are y'all ready for the bad weather? It's so good to see y'all.
Oh, that's what Jason keeps saying, that we were going to get some bad weather. He did say that we were getting some. So, yeah, we're going to brace for it and keep on trucking. So these are those hot pink spray roses.
I'm going to be blowing up some balloons.
Just white ones is what she wants?
3 and 3.
We don't have the green ones.
She said just any green will work.
Oh, I don't know if it will. That was a sage green.
She said lime or regular, no dark green.
No, not all of them were 30s.
That's just what she told me.
Well, don't replace all of them.
She said that's what she ordered. She asked me to.
How many total?
9 total.
9 total, yeah.
Kathy Nielsen says hello. She says, asks that we stay safe with the storms coming in. She asks that we stay safe with the storms coming in.
Thank you, ma'am.
Cindy says, you are a spring of sunshine. I love your arrangements.
Oh, thank you, friend.
Marlene Brown says it's going to be a lovely arrangement. I love the hummingbird ribbon.
Isn't that fun? Kind of a fun, neat way.
Suzanne says, in May, I usually plant, is it diplodenias? Diplodenia?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Okay. Oh, the rock trumpet?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
It looks like
this. Is it, what do I always get it. What is another name for it?
Mandevilla?
Mandevilla. That's what we call it, is a mandevilla. And they are magnificent.
John Miller says, I can't wait to start cleaning and decorate my patio for spring.
Oh, I know, Dawn. Dawn, you always do such lovely hanging baskets, though. I love that you always do your faux hanging baskets, and they look cool. Okay, so I just kind of nestled those flowers, the smaller roses, kind of right down into the center there. Next, we're going to come in with some larger blooms. So I have our beautiful Gerbera daisies that I'm going to nestle. Right down in that center.
Did we try to give her a call?
Huh?
Did we try to give her a call?
I don't know. Callie did the balloons. I don't know.
Lisa Robertson says, I love the carnations. They're my favorite flower.
Aren't they lovely? I'm going to tell you that those carnations last forever. Okay, do I want that?
Cam asks, please be praying for me. I'm still praying about going back to school. I'm thinking about environmental management, sustainability, and conservation.
I think that sounds like something that you would be magnificent at, Cam. Okay, so I took our 3 gerbras. I tucked one kind of low here, and then I kind of elongated it to one side. Next, we're going to come in with these Moody Blue Roses. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to open up these petals just a little bit. This is, this variety is often real purple or really a lavender color. It's interesting that we got 4 bundles and this bundle is really pink. It's so pretty though. So I'm just taking, y'all forgive us, Owen's blowing up a few balloons really quickly. I'm just taking my fingers and kind of opening that bloom up just a little bit. Now I'm going to cut it short and nestle it down deep into my container. And so I'm not worrying about wiring that stem.
Becky Dunlap says, love the shape of this. The colors are pretty too.
Thank you, Miss Becky.
Kyle Delmar, I think he said he's having an okay day and says seeing you live helps brighten my day when I'm depressed.
Kyle, I'm so thankful you are here. We certainly have missed you, my friend. I'm so glad you're here.
Sheila says those pink flowers remind me of a lavender flower my mother had years ago called Bouncing Betties. They grew in large clusters.
Now, I have heard of Bouncing Betties. I don't think I've ever grown them, but I certainly have heard of them. So I'm really just taking my flowers and nestling right down deep into our container.
Miss Linda Juster said she missed what this is for.
It is just for fun. Miss Linda, we are doing, Victoria pulled a ribbon that was kind of her inspiration for this arrangement. And so that is what we're going with, is just kind of an inspiration from a ribbon. Next we're going to come in with these are so lovely. Like, they are so lovely. These are called star anemones. And they are amazing. We've actually had them sitting out on the table for a little while to warm up. For some reason, I have found that anemones, when they go in the cooler, they want to close back up. Almost like a ranunculus. A ranunculus wants to open it. It is a ranunculus, right? Yeah, it wants to open up when it's warm and kind of close up when it's cold. And I find that these specific anemones also did the same thing.
Where are these going?
Callie may have tried to call. They're going to, and they are going to Harvey's in the banquet room, and just help her tie them. I know, but I will go when I finish.
Your keys in your car?
No, they're hanging on the hook.
Miss Jill, thank you. She loves the color of the stock.
Oh, isn't that a lovely color?
They're saying it's lovely.
No, it's so pretty.
Ria says, I went to see my sister-in-law yesterday. She wanted me to choose some keepsakes to remind me of my brother. I picked 2 very silly items. We had the same silly humor. And she says, I feel happy to have them, but sad that I don't have him. It's very hard.
Oh, I know, sweet friend. I can't imagine. Look at how those ranunculus kind of dip down there.
And Miss Margaret Lynch says, Mama is definitely going to like this delicate color. It sure will brighten her day.
Isn't that kind of fun? I don't know. Do I like him up there? Now, let me say that anemones don't love foam. And the reason is they have quite a hollow stem. Their stem is real hollow, kind of like a straw. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this is just a skewer, just a bamboo skewer, and I'm going to press it down into that foam. And then I'm going to take my anemone And I am going to run, if I can, pull that out.
I don't know why TikTok's not letting me read the comments.
Is it not? There's Owen's phone. I'm running this skewer into that stem. And what that's going to do is give it some stability when I press it right down into that foam. It still gives a way for the stem to drink because it's still got that outside rim where you cut the stem. It's not really drinking the water through that straw, that empty stem. It actually drinks the water through the green part of the stem. And so I tucked that in just like that. Ooh, Victoria, this arrangement is pretty.
Okay. Hey TikTok, sorry I can read your...
Can you read them now?
The Lyrical Lily says, we're going to see Monty get mad for the first time about some green balloons.
Oh no, I am not angry. I am not angry. Not at all.
Snazzy Socks.
I was just afraid that she wouldn't be pleased with the lime green that I have. Her, the balloons that she brought were sage. And so that's why I was afraid that she wasn't going to be happy with the lime.
Snazzy Socks says, good morning, Monty. Such a pretty display.
Thank you, friend. Y'all, I love that these little star, they are so pretty. Like, they really make me so happy.
Heather says, this is beautiful. I love the vase.
Thank you.
I don't know if Owen read this, but DIY Dream Weddings UK says, loving the colors and lines in this arrangement.
Thank you.
Chris Fry says, this looks so good.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Thank you.
Maria says, I love the deep blue/purple anemones.
Aren't they amazing?
Hernandez Valdovinos, Karina, says, hello, I sent you a message on TikTok to be able to get the information on the wet foam, please.
Oh, okay. I am sorry that I have not gotten that message, but I will go and look and see and send you that information. I actually snapped a picture. I had another person that was interested in that foam, and I snapped a picture of it yesterday. Goodness, all the people calling my cell phone this afternoon. Okay, next we're going to come in with just a little bit of this soft colored Solidago. I have no greenery in this arrangement yet. I'm loving designing without greenery. Now, I would never ever tell you that I was a designer that would design without greenery, but I think it is amazing. So I'm going to take just a touch of this Solidago. So this is Solidago. Often it's a type of aster, Solidago aster. Spray Solidago. So it means it's got lots of blooms on one stem. So you get a lot more for your money. I'm going to take off each little spray flower.
She says she can message you from here too, from Facebook.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Send me a message and I will send you a picture as soon as the live is over. I'll be happy to. And I apologize that I didn't read that message over on TikTok. I'm working on learning how to navigate TikTok on all of on messages and such. So I apologize for that.
Thank you, Miss Marianne. Miss Amy says, I wish you could deliver to North Carolina.
Aw, we do too.
Miss Becky asks, do those anemones have double petals? They seem fuller than others I've seen.
They are called star anemones, so they have tons of petals. Like, they are amazing. Tons of petals.
They're saying it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Miss Julie says pink is my favorite.
Oh, it is so lovely, isn't it? It's so springy. Look at all these blooms. Like, it is absolutely amazing that so many flowers will fit in such a small container. So I'm just taking and stripping off some of those bottom bloom or bottom leaves and such on that Solidago.
Miss Charlene on YouTube says this is beautiful.
Thank you. Victoria, you do an amazing job.
Thank you.
Picking out all of our pretties. It's so fun that to walk in and just kind of see what you have and just do it. That's so much fun to me. Like, I could so work for somebody. It would be so much easier to design for somebody. Just give me the flowers and let me make something pretty.
Miss Rhea says the black centers of the gerbs and the anemones tie together well.
Haven't even thought about it, but that's so true. And you can see the little dots of their little dark centers kind of here and there. They are so pretty.
Cam loves that deep magenta color.
Oh, isn't it something? It is so pretty. But I do like the deep purple. I'm going to turn it around. Look at the deep purple of the carnations, kind of tucked deep down in there, which really are so lovely also.
Thank you, Miss Carol. Oh, Miss Pat, I could. We can make one up. At some point, I can take it to my mom.
We do need to make something for your mama to take over to the office. She likes flowers at the office. Ooh. Okay, so there are all of the flowers that we're going to use. Next, we're going to come in with a little bit of greenery, and honestly, we don't need much. So, let me show you. We are going to use a little bit of silver dollar eucalyptus, which are kind of small, beautiful stems. The silver dollar really came in pretty this week. It's really lovely. So I'm going to take and break it into smaller pieces.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss Jeannie Smith. Rhea says this arrangement goes perfectly with the hummingbird ribbon. Cam says purple makes me think of the title A Royal Priesthood. They're saying it's so pretty.
You know, I have never thought that I was a purple person. Like, purple has never been like what I would say my favorite color. But to me, purple is a fabulous accent color to tuck into arrangements. Like, I even think for this arrangement, like if we had some of that deep purple status, it would be so lovely. Just those little pops of that purple. But I do think purple is a wonderful accent color.
Con Cone says, good afternoon, Monty and Victoria. This is beautiful. Could you walk us through how to select the flowers to put together like the ones you're using in this arrangement, for example, and also the colors? I have trouble knowing what to put together.
So I believe, now Victoria, correct me, and you might want to answer this question. I believe Victoria really chose these colors by choosing the ribbon first. Is that how you did it?
Yeah, that's how I did it. Yeah.
So she found this ribbon and said, I think it would be such a lovely color palette by using this color scheme to go with this arrangement. So that's where I think she pulled those colors. And what made you think of the flowers? Just by their colors?
Yeah, today I chose purely based off of colors, but I did try to make sure I got flowers that looked different enough from each other. And I guess I try to make sure that there's a line, a mass, and then filler flower. It just kind of helps with the design. As for other times, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's just been practice picking and choosing what I like. I think the biggest thing that's been helpful, though, is honestly looking on Pinterest and seeing what kinds of possibilities people, like what other color schemes they've put together. Because there are some beautiful color schemes on Pinterest or even on Google. But I think just looking at those, over the years, I've just developed, I don't know, I just see something in the cooler that I like. It's hard to think if there's a reason as to why certain arrangements I do. This one was purely based off of this ribbon, though.
But this is with your choice of flowers, it's been very easy to put together. Mm-hmm. Now, there have been times where we've not gotten, to me, enough focal flowers. So when I think of a focal flower, I think of that Gerbera daisy as being our focal. I also think of these anemones because they say, hey, look at me. Those are somewhat of a focal. Now, they're a smaller focal. They're not as large and showy as our Gerbera, but they do say, hey, look at me. And then to me, more of a mass flower would be like the green hydrangeas. That helps cover up the base, more of a mass flower. And then of course you have to have your lines because those lines give us some whimsy. And then you have your fillers. So to me, what I would consider our fillers in this specific arrangement would be like our carnation, to me kind of fills in. Our little hot pink spray roses kind of do a fill, but they give us such a nice shape and a nice form and just kind of a nice texture out. Of course, then your solidago and your greenery is also fillers. This is spiral eucalyptus or baby blue euc, and so I'm going to take it and just put little sprigs throughout our arrangement.
Kelly says, I had to leave the live for a moment and return to a beautiful wow arrangement. It's gorgeous.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Rhea. Thank you, Miss Linda. Sheila Niven says, I'm not normally a carnation fan, but those purple carnations are beautiful.
Oh, I tell you that they have just made me so happy. I actually was talking to Donna, my Budsy rep, and she's really a very great friend. And I said, Donna, you've got to send me another fantastic carnation. And it's going to come next week. But I said, I have so enjoyed working with the hypnosis. I want a fancy, different carnation. And so she's going to look and see what she can find for me. But those carnations, y'all, have just made me so happy.
Thank you, Miss Catherine. Kyle, those flowers with the black centers are anemones.
Anemones, and they are a little different than the anemone you're used to seeing. So anemones tend to be very delicate, and so for me, they've never been a favorite. And it's strictly because they're delicate. They don't hold up very long. They're not long enough lasting to me to spend the money on them. If I get anemones, often I will get a mixed box that might have anemones, scabiosa, and ranunculus because it's really a fun, different array of flowers. But anemones are just not long-lasting blooms. They don't last a long time. Did our battery go again? Y'all give us just a second over on YouTube. I am so sorry we have so many problems with this silly camera. But these are called star anemones, and they are really, really long-lasting, y'all. They last so long. They have been really amazing.
Rosemary Stark was asking, have you ever made an arrangement that when you finished it, you just did not like it at all?
Absolutely.
And so you had to take it apart and put it back together?
Absolutely. No, it doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen often, as nearly as often as it once did. But yes, there have been times where I've had to walk away and come back. Especially, I think I'm more prone to feel that way if someone has dictated all the flowers that I use in an arrangement. And what I mean by that is we have had where customers have called and said, I would like 4 carnations in red and 3 roses in purple and 1 daisy and 17, I don't know, I'm making up stuff, 17 bells of Ireland. And you can't make that pretty. You cannot make it pretty. Because it has no rhyme or reason, it has no color flow, and there's just times when you just can't make that pretty. And so that's when it's hard to me, is when somebody gives me strict guidelines to exactly what I can put in an arrangement.
Miss Charlene on YouTube says, when it comes to trying to make sense of color, I do look on Pinterest, but I also use a color wheel in desperation.
We do too. We have used the color wheel, and that has been fun. Now, I will say, as a designer, the color wheel was never really something that I ever went to when I first learned to design, and I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't really learn to use the color wheel. But it has been fun. I did, and I need to do some more of those. I did a lot of designs using the color wheel on our YouTube channel, where we would come and we would pick colors on the color wheel and then do a design with that specific color scheme. And that was kind of fun.
Maria says, beautiful combination with the Gerbera's snazzy socks. Says, I'm on Pinterest. I really enjoy going on there, and I'm always inspired. And, oh, I can't see it.
What's fun with Pinterest too is that you can, when you're talking to somebody and you're trying to describe something, it's so wonderful to be able to go and type it in and say, I want something in this color scheme with this shape, and it'll pull up similar designs, which is so nice because it's so hard to even visualize it sometimes.
Cher says, such an interesting shape. It's beautiful.
Thank you. And there is our finished design. So the flowers that Victoria chose and the flowers that we designed with include the mini green hydrangeas, the green bells of Ireland, the peach colored stock or peachy pink colored stock. We also used hypnosis carnations, which is that really pretty purpley pink carnation, which makes me so happy. We use that fuchsia colored Gerbera daisy, hot pink spray roses. We use the moody blue standard roses tucked down deep, and then solidago. And then our greenery was just 2 types of eucalyptus, the silver dollar and the spiral or the baby blue. Now, is there a difference in spiral and baby blue? Or are they the same? I don't know. I need to Google that, don't I?
They're all saying it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Ruth says she's coming on very late. Which is okay. She says just coming on again. What is this arrangement for?
It is just Victoria pulled a ribbon as her inspiration, and we were just going to make a beautiful arrangement with her inspiration colors. And so I'll go and lay down the ribbon and take a picture, photograph the arrangement with the ribbon so that you can see the inspiration colors. And we used a container that I'll hold it up so you can kind of see that container. We used a container that I purchased from an estate sale. It's just a little antique container that's really just a really pretty ceramic container. Now, you always have to be careful when you design an arrangement like this. If you want this arrangement to last, you need to fill the reservoir every single day with water, because you've got a lot of blooms in a small container, and so they need lots of water. You've got to continue to add water every single day so that your flowers will be happy.
I don't see. Let's see. Alexandra asks, where are you located?
We are in Mississippi. We are in Starkville, Mississippi. We are in a university town. We're at Mississippi State University is the name of the university. North Central, would you say? North Central Mississippi.
Ash asks, how do you find vases in bulk?
So you can order them. Really, you could order them through Amazon. You could order them through. Now there are different websites that you can order from. Burton & Burton, you can order vases. Direct Floral, you can order vases. And then you could just find different places that you Google. Just Google different container or vases, and it'll pull up different pictures of things. You can even go to your craft store, and when they have the discount, you can buy them that way too. Yeah. But like this container, it was just a one-of-a-kind. So I am all about one-of-a-kind containers. Now, this is not a container that because I do so many videos, I really like to pick up very interesting, beautiful containers. And so that's my reasoning for doing designs in interesting containers. This is not a container that I would sell. This one is just really fun to design arrangements in. And so, but you can find, even I watched a friend who designs flowers, she went to Marshall's and found some really fun, great containers for very good prices. Tuesday morning, I don't know if they're even in business anymore. Ours went out of business, but Tuesday morning had some fun containers. So, but if you're going to buy in bulk, you need to order online probably.
Jim Nicholson asks if this is called an asymmetrical arrangement.
I would probably call it an asymmetrical, yes.
Sarah, I guess the third bell's kind of hidden. She was wondering if there was another
he's
bell.
hiding. Yeah, he's hiding over there. He's in the back there. He is right there. He's hiding.
Yeah, I think. Stacey Jane says, beautiful. Love that you used an antique container rather than new ones. Much more personality.
Oh, I love them. They make me happy. And containers that aren't even meant for flowers are always fun too. You know, if they're not necessarily meant for flowers, they're really fun. As long as they hold water, I think that they will certainly hold flowers.
Kelly says, you see an experienced florist when they can design from behind.
Well, I tell you what makes it nice is I am looking at my reflection in the phones. I can see myself on the video, and so that's how I can design from behind, is because I can see, and it's probably not perfect, but I can see myself designing on the video, so that helps. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please give us a heart or a thumbs up. That is a free way to support our little flower shop. If you know anybody who might enjoy our videos, we would love for you to share this video with them. We are on all of the platforms. We're on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. We would love for you to go and follow us on all those platforms. We do videos and different content on most all the platforms. Over on Facebook, we do videos just like this every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. So join us there if you like these videos and you'd like to see them every day. We'd love for you to join us. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us and for talking to us and enjoying our videos. It means so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will be back tomorrow. See you soon.